Today, we're going to be checking out the amp and bass knobs from Bogren. I had heard about these. They had popped up. A lot of people really dug them. They are guitar and bass simulations that just take all the EQing, everything out of it. It's just one knob. It's just less or more. More gain, less gain. And I've been curious about that. Like, can they sound actually any good, being that you don't get to EQ it yourself and it just kind of comes the way it is? And I picked these up on a holiday sale, and I was super blown away by actually how good they sounded out of the box. I kept saying it shouldn't sound this good just being one knob. So there isn't a ton to go over, being that these are just one knob. The amp knob is based around an early 90s rectifier, and they have on both of these marked kind of with a scratch of where the ideal is. I actually do really like the ideal on the bass plugin, but I prefer to go a little bit higher on the gain, just a tad higher than that line on the Rev C amp knob. And then there is the bass knob, the STD. It's based off of an old Ampeg SVT amplifier. And that one, while it has the one knob, it also has the feature of it can be clean or dirty depending on what you want. And it just gets that really big, full, distorted, thumping, really just grunty bass sound that I think a lot of guys, especially in metal, they're trying to get that tone, and you can literally just get it with a knob. Just turn it up, and there you go. You're done. And of course, both of these have IR cab simulations built in, but you can turn those off if you want to use your own IRs. So enough of that. We're just going to hear this in a mix. All the guitar and bass tones are using the amp knob and bass knob, and then we'll hear it outside of a mix. I'll play around with the knobs, and you can hear how it sounds. I didn't really EQ these much at all. I had high and low pass filters on them. On the guitars, I had a notch at about 4K and just a slight little dip around 400 hertz to get rid of some of that woodiness, but that's it. And then on the bass, I had a little bit of a bump around 1K to get some of that clank. And then I took out a decent amount around 250-ish hertz just to kind of get rid of some of that wooden kind of farty sound that you don't want on the bass, because it was going to clash with the guitars. And then when I do these outside of the mix, they're going to have no EQ on them whatsoever. Let's check it out. I am beyond impressed. It shouldn't sound this good being one knob. I really wish these had been around when I was first starting out and started to use plugins, because I didn't know what I was doing when I was starting to use plugins. It was hard for me to get sounds I liked. I was going through a million different IRs and amp simulations and too much gain, not enough, thin, fizzy, all this stuff. And these just sound good out of the box. This would have allowed me to get out of my own way and just work on writing music. And they just sound really, really, really good. I'm glad I picked these up on a holiday sale. I'll have some links down below if you want to check these out or anything else from Bogren. I highly recommend it. I'm blown away. I'm going to check out some of their IRs because I've heard nothing but good things, but I really, really dig these. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay metal.